There he goes again. Oh, hypnotized. Bloody gold fever.
We're gonna need them. We're sluicing today.
We've made it to the creek, and besides sluicing and hopefully getting a lot of gold today, there's one thing I really hope happens, and that is that Gadsy manages to keep hold of my phone this time. Because that was a $600 misadventure I could do without. Now I just got to make this fit down there.
Is that for some thigh action?
I mean, if you're not wearing boxer socks, are you even really wearing socks? You probably are, but you won't be as cool. Had these for like 4 years. They're still wet from yesterday. It's just the best. I love putting on moldy old shoes. We're using the bucket classifier. This is a laundry basket if you want to get one yourself, or I just wrap snake mesh around it to reduce it to 1/4 inch. This is what we call an edge deposit, and it all starts because of this ginormous boulder here. The fast water comes down, ricochets off this, and it creates an eddy along this whole length. This is where all the gold is. Just threw out so many gold nuggets. Look at that. Oh yeah. I need a shovel and I don't know if I've got one. I meant to bring my little trenching shovel with me because that sleuth can frickin' take it like a champ, but we get the mini shovel. First 3/4 bucket done with the shovel. Usually we get better results when we suck the dirt off the bedrock with the yabby pump. And there's already some pretty mad looking gold in these cells. And I've only done 1 bucket from there. It's going to be a good day. I wanted to do a full circle. I've yabby pumped about 1/4 bucket from that spot. Gadsy, however, wants to know what is sitting in this little crevicey trench we've got in the middle, because we're going to roll all the rocks on that edge out, and we don't want to roll them directly on top of good gold. That was good. Yeah. You got your monthly shower in, I see. What are your predictions?
I'd say a few chunks.
A few chunks?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if there will be.
Ambitious. Come on, big bucks. Big bucks. I guess we've got to clean that out, eh?
Yeah. I didn't reach the bottom either, so...
They're just nice pieces.
Yeah.
And as we know, they add up quick.
Yeah.
Missed a 1/2 gram a day just panning. That means once this section's fully clean, before I roll these rocks out of the way, I've got to clean this section. There is some real nice gold in the sluice blocks, but I ain't got time to be distracted by the freaking thing. That's the worst part about dream mats. It just makes you look. You gotta keep digging. Yeah, so that rock has not moved in a long time. Oh, who wants a bit of that action? I can see heaps of black sand and gems just falling off the shovel. I'm doing a 1 shovel test pan because there's no point digging waist deep if there's no gold in it. For 1 shovel, if we had like 3 or 4 little nice pieces, I would continue. 1. So we're not going to dig straight down. This creek deposits in layers, and once you punch through the layer, the gold disappears. So you just got to hunt the first clay layer that you come to. That's usually where most of the gold is. There are richer layers deeper down sometimes, but it's probably just not worth the effort in this case. Look at the gold! Oh, we are on it. Well, Gadsy gets hypnotized by the gold in the sluice box. I'm abandoning the pit to the other side of the world, and I'm going to come back up to here where I know the ground's a little shallower, and we're going to move these big rocks out of the way. So that's the problem with wild Gadsies. The second they see gold in any kind of accumulation, they just freeze. And then you got to hit them with a hammer to make them work again. Rocky montage. I made him all wet. This is a false bottom. Gravel on top, smooth clay on the other. All your gold's going to be sitting right there, not in this clay. Wet and muddy. It took a lot to move those rocks. It's literally testicle deep in some spots, and that's a spicy. So I'm warming up with an iced coffee because I'm smart. Gadsy, it wasn't meant to rain.
No.
but it's gonna rain apparently. That rock right there is about the size of a bar fridge, and it took everything I had to move it. That rock there is a similar size and firmly wedged. This rock, I don't even know how big it is. I cannot get it to even move an inch. So I'm just going to yabby pump all around there where we're getting good gold. The reason I have to use the Vo-Gus 5000 as a hand tool instead of using a dredge nozzle, which I would love to do, is because dredging's been illegal since 1991 in Australia. Super frustrating because I would spend the entire day in a wetsuit up to me knackers in freezing cold water with a dredge head, but instead the Vo-Gus 5000, available from your nearest hardware store. I yabby pumped all up that side, and I got maybe a quarter bucket's worth of goodness. Look at that little picker. I'd planned on spending the whole freaking day here, and guess what? Guess what, Gadsy? Not 3 p.m. Not 3 p.m. rain, 1 p.m. rain.
Lies.
Lies! I've got one job, and that's not to fall over. Oh yes, so far so good. I mean, you never can tell how big they are when they're in the water, but there looks like there's a fair amount of gold up in these top cells. I ain't panning this down here. We're just gonna have a quick squiz and then do it all at home with the miller table because I love that thing. That is a lot of very coarse, chunky ironstone. I'm willing to bet there's probably going to be some gems and stuff in here as well. Ooh, look at the shotgun pellets. And look at the gold. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, that's cool stuff. There's even a specimen. There's even a freaking specimen. Look at that. Millie, you little go-getter. Look at you. Oh my God, oh, look at you. Who are you? Who are you? Oh, and you. And you. Surfer girl, you're my favorite. This is Millie. She's my main boss girl. She's tiny, but full of attitude. She lives the life of a much bigger dog. I was told that you didn't want to do any listening. Right before we weigh up these chunky monkeys, there is still a couple of days left for you guys to get involved with the next patron giveaway, which is a gold nugget, a vial of jar, and some Minelab packs. Saying that like I don't know what it is. The link for that is in the description below. It only costs $1.50 to get involved with that competition, and we also have a patron exclusive channel where I answer patrons' questions with a dedicated video. I work out and Fern plays until she falls asleep.
Fern's almost ready for her public access test. This is her full license to become a service dog, and we're expecting a very high work standard from her at the moment, and she usually ends the day like this.
I've split our sluice concentrates into 3 different mesh sizes to make processing easier. We have plus 10 mesh, minus 10 mesh, and minus 50 mesh. The gold is so coarse that in all likelihood, the 2 larger mesh sizes would be super easy just to pan off. But the 50 mesh, I know, has a lot of flour gold in it, and that's where we're going to use the miller table. This is our plus 10 mesh. There's a lot of ironstone in here, so we're going to use a magnet to remove it. Yeah, that might take a few goes. There's every chance that there could be gold specimens in this, but in all honesty, at this mesh, you would likely see the piece of gold sticking out, so we're not really going to worry about checking this. Now we just hunt for anomalies. If there's any interesting gems or pieces of gold in here, they should stand out quite well at this mesh size. And the first thing I see is a beautiful little piece of tourmaline. Then a piece of glass. There's a lot of pieces of scrap metal in here that are obviously non-magnetic. Maybe these are pieces of lead or zinc flashing, I'm not sure. But either way, kind of cool to see that there was some industry in the area. This is kind of cool. This is a tiny little piece of broken off and very polished jasper. This is where we're going to see some gold. Now I'm hand panning this because we saw specimens. And if I put that on the miller table, there's every chance that the specimens will get pushed off. The miller table is really good at flat gold. It is not so good at anything with shape. I can definitely strip this down further, and I will when I fully clean it up, but I just want to check what kind of gold we got. Remember, this is minus 10 mesh plus 50 mesh, so there's a lot of range of size in here. We should see a lot of coarse chunky gold by the look of what I was seeing in that sluice, and that is exactly what we've got. Holy crap, look at that. Oh, that has to be one of the best sluicing runs I've done in a while. Ooh. The minus 50 mesh material is definitely going to have a lot of flour gold in it, so we're going to add water that has surfactant or jet dry in it so we don't have any runaways. And I'm not sure how much flour gold's going to come out of this, because I think most of it looked like it was chunky when I saw it in the sluice, but who knows? At this point, who knows? Holy crap. Holy crap, look at that. Look how much fine gold there is. Look how fine it is. Say what you want about Dream Matte. That mini cell is the duck's nuts when it comes to recovery. Look at it. I'm afraid to poke that. I'm genuinely afraid. Because I just don't want that surface tension broke. And it to carry away that super fine gold, because super fine gold just likes to run away. It doesn't really matter what kind of system you use. This is freaking insane. Look at how much fine gold there was. There we have it. That's just the -50 mesh. I did it. I decided to put the bigger stuff on at a lower water velocity, and that way I can keep my eye out for any of those specimens that are on here, and hopefully they won't get ripped off the table before I have a chance to pick them up. Well, it happened. The thing I knew would happen, and then I thought, no, maybe I'll get away with it, eventuated. When you put specimens in something like a miller table or even a sluice box, you're incredibly lucky to catch them if they are small, because a piece of quartz tends to catch the water flow and get taken down the system and often straight out of your miller table or your sluice box. The gold is not heavy enough to anchor it in there. And I'm pretty sure it's in my tailings. At least it's in my tailings. I'll recover them at another day. Look at that! Okay, so last night, in my tired, stupid state, I did make the mistake of losing those two specimens in my tailings. I will recover them in another video that I have planned and coming up. But in the meantime, that is some nice gold. A lot of coarse pieces, a lot of very fine stuff. Well, I'm thinking over a gram. What do you reckon? Let me know how much you think it's going to be in the comments, and I'll get it on the scales. My personal guess is 1.02 grams. Ooh, I think we might get bloody close. Or over. 1.346. 1.346 grams of gold is worth 113 Australian dollars at the time of recording, and that is a really solid effort for just a couple of hours work with a river sluice. The 1088 sluice from Gold Rat is a killer. I have been wanting that sluice for years, and it just proved its worth. It basically paid for itself in one session. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you did enjoy it. Please give your dog a scratch behind the ears for me. And until next time, peace. And I'll see you on the next episode.